This series is over. And if it's not over, it's very close to being over because the Minnesota Timberwolves just absolutely sent a message last night. They are by far the better team when Steph Curry is not on the court. They can absolutely bottle up anything that the Warriors try to do because now Jimmy Butler becomes the lone creator on this team. They were able to somewhat shut him down. Yes, Kuminga came off the bench and gave them a little bit, but behind Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, they got 8 guys that legitimately could be starters for this Wolves team. I don't think this series goes much longer, and now let me tell you why. Now, Jimmy was good in Game 1, had nearly a triple-double, but last night they did a much better job against him. Mainly because Jaden McDaniels is now freed up to guard him full-time. 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. He is a phenomenal defender. And then also, Rudy was very good versus Jimmy last night in the drop coverage. Watch him here as Jaden plays his hip, and then Rudy is playing both the lob and the layup at the same time. Goes up, gets a piece, and then ends up getting the rebound. Speaking of Jaden McDaniels, though, he guarded Jimmy for 5.5 minutes, and Jimmy didn't score. He only had 1 assist during that time, and it was pretty much a masterclass on how to guard Jimmy Butler. Anthony Edwards did very good job as well. Right here, watch him fight through this screen, gets his hand in, knocks the ball out, so the screen essentially does nothing with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and now it's too late to get into any type of action. He settles for a fadeaway jumper, and Ant gets the rebound. Ant guarded him for 2.5 minutes and gave up 0 points and 0 assists on 0 for 1 shooting from the field and forced a turnover. Straight jacket. They were clamping this man. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, probably the 3rd best defender on the perimeter for the T-Wolves, guarded him for 1.5 minutes, gave up 0 points on 0 of 1 shooting from the field and an assist. This was a masterclass by the wings of Minnesota. Like, watch this right here. Doesn't bite on any of the pump fakes, which is what Jimmy gets a lot of people on. Stays down, uses his strength. Jimmy tries to bump it here. Jimmy falls off balance. Jaden doesn't fall off balance at all. Jimmy falls off balance, goes for the pump, gives him another pump. Jaden doesn't fall a single time, and then still is able to go up and get the block. That is fantastic. During the time that these 3 were guarding him, which was almost 9 minutes of game time, he was 0 for 5 from the field, scored 0 points, and had a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. But the biggest thing about the Wolves is they're all two-way players, led of course by Anthony Edwards, who had a really solid game last night, finishing with 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals in just 34 minutes of game time. He did go out for a little while with an injury. Thankfully, he was all right and returned to the game, and they jumped them from the beginning, going up 8-0 really quickly. And then, Golden State just didn't have much fight without Steph Curry last night. They did battle back in the second half, but check this out right here. Anthony Edwards identifying the mismatch, coming off this screen, getting off of Gary Payton II and getting onto Cam Spencer, and then he's just going to post him up, big body him, and throw the lob and play big boy basketball in the paint. Absolutely cooks Jonathan Kuminga right here with a behind the back and then a crossover move to get to his left hand. He was 6 for 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, starting to dial that 3-ball back in because he was not good in Game 5 versus LA or in Game 1 versus Golden State. Getting downhill, though, that's always been his bread and butter. And then the real star last night was Julius Randle, of all people. He has been hooping. Now, in Game 1, he had a little bit of the Draymond effect, right? 18 points on 4 of 11 shooting from the field. But last night, he was playing bully ball. He gets matched up with Moses Moody right here, takes him right to the block, and scores with ease. In Game 2, he had 24 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds in just 33 minutes. And for the series, he's averaging 8.5 assists per game, which is wild. Kicking out to Mike Conley right here after the post-up, drawing the defender, drawing Buddy Hield in, and then kicking to Uncle Mike. And check out Buddy Hield. He has no idea where this ball is until well after his pass. Made him look stupid right there. And then he's got Draymond on him, draws in the defensive Quentin post, kicks it to Jaden McDaniels for the 3. Really simple right here, but if you got 2 guys guarding 1, somebody's going to be open. And in this case, it's Jaden McDaniels who catches and knocks it down. He's been shooting it pretty well so far in these playoffs. And then he finds Nickeil Alexander-Walker in the corner. Check out the screen right here set by Naz Reid. Sets him a little flare screen, a little pop screen, so Nickeil can get this and catch it clean as the defense rotates. Catch, release, easy money right there. Good pass though from Julius Randle. And then once again, as Draymond starts to dig in a little bit, as they start to send two, because they don't have anybody on the floor that can guard him one-on-one, he whips it out to Mike Conley for the 3-ball. On the season, he only averaged 4.7 assists per game. So a notable increase here against Golden State. And like I said, it's because they have nobody that can guard him one-on-one other than Draymond. When Draymond goes out, then you're kind of cooked. If he's hitting threes, you're also kind of cooked because he's going to be able to knock it down with ease from beyond the arc. And then he plays bully ball down low on the glass, attacking it relentlessly. And he's just bigger, taller, and stronger than really anybody Golden State has to offer. 6'9", 250. He is a load coming downhill. Trayce Jackson-Davis stands no chance right there as he gets downhill. And then Buddy, we're putting Buddy on him down in the post. That's not a good idea. Getting out in transition, running, and dunking. Julius Randle had a big-time game, too. Look for that to continue the rest of this series because, like I said, they have nobody they can guard him. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, obviously you like something, make sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point or if you are enjoying at any point. And with that being said, let's get back to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who had a big-time game last night with 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a block in just 25 minutes. Very, very efficient with his time out there. And like I said, this is the 8th guy in their rotation, and he can go get you 20 in a playoff game. That's how deep this Timberwolves team is. He was 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. If he's catching and shooting like this, then this Timberwolves team is extremely hard to beat. They had their fluke game of the series where they went 0 for 15 from 3 in the first half. This team shoots a lot of threes, and they're really good at shooting threes, but they also got 8 guys that can break you down off the dribble and go score, like right here with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and then he drops a dime to Anthony Edwards on a line right into the corner. Jaden McDaniels, another guy. They got 3 or 4 wings that can really defend and can also score it. Had 16 points, 2 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks apiece in 32 minutes last night. That is ridiculous efficiency in just 32 minutes to have 6 stocks from Jaden McDaniels. 7 of 10 from the field as well, keeping with the theme of ridiculous efficiency. 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. And then he decided to go get downhill and be a slasher. And at 6'9", he's really tough to stop as a slasher, especially when he pulls out the spin move and gets to his little float game in the paint. And then a little misdirection step through here in transition on Draymond. And then once again, getting out and running. And Golden State spirit was broken in the second half of this game. Mike Conley hit a couple threes. Good to see Unk out there hooping. I believe he's 38 years old. He's been doing it forever, but he's still starting for a playoff team. So props to him. Naz Reid. Well, he was Naz Reid last night. He knocked down a couple of threes, gave him a spark off the bench. Catch and shoot guy. His release is so nonchalant. It's so tough. I like it a lot. They also have Dante DiVincenzo, who got back into his game last night. A 3 there to put him up 20 early on. And, I mean, if you're going to give guys on Minnesota that much time to knock it down, it's going to be tough to stop. Rudy, I think he only had 5 points, but he did all right. And then even Terrence Shannon Jr., who I was really excited the Wolves got him a playoff bucket late in the game. Would have loved to see Jingle and Joe Ingles get in, but it was not meant to be last night. Now, for the Wolves, the rest of the series, like I said, without Steph Curry, assuming he doesn't come back until Game 6, I think the Wolves get things done in 5. Even if they do try and rush him back and he gets back by Game 5, he's not going to be 100%. I think the Wolves take this one. And even with Steph back, that was a fluke game that they still only lost by like 10 points in Game 1. So I'm riding the Wolves in this series. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. We're looking for 300 likes on today's video. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching.